This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with a Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Welcome to the RuPaul's Drag Race Recap Show for All Stars 10, Episode 3, titled Hoop Queens Makeovers. My name is Joe Betance, and I am joined, as always, by one Saskatchewan co-host from the podcast Bravo, Bravo, effing Bravo. Please say...
Take my little balls, give them the juggle.
To Mr. Nathan Patrick Brown. Hello, Nathan.
Hi, Joe. How you doing?
Good. I love how Taylor was like, I'm back, everybody. By the way, I'll be gone for the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, but it was so refreshing to have him back. We love you, Taylor.
He'll be back next episode, I think.
We'll see.
I know I got a whole list of episodes he can't be here for.
Wow.
But you and I just had a very lengthy talk over at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. Oh, by the way, someone asked about this last time. I think Taylor did. And I got the official message from Patreon, which makes my life so much easier. Because of this lawsuit, you no longer have to... You can just download the app. This makes my life so much easier. I'm going to get more members. Listen to this. So here in the US, at least, Apple used to add on this 30% tax.
Scumbags.
There was a part I didn't even know till today. Okay. But they used to add on a 30% tax if you paid through the app. Mm-hmm. So that, in other words, like the $5 level, that would come out to like $7. I don't know what it was, right? And then like everything you bought here on Patreon was more expensive if you bought it through the app. Well, they just lost this lawsuit in court. So now they can't charge anymore. So
Great.
Now I'm going to tell you, download the app, or you can still do it online and go to patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia, or just if you're on the app, just go to Afterthought Media, join as a free member, sign up to be a paid member. You can do it all through the app. It's not going to cost you any more. It's not going to cost you any more than it does here on if you go on the web. It's now official. But what I didn't know is they also held the money for 75 days.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know that. So now I'm going to get the money immediately, too. I didn't know it took 75 days. I was like, what?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they held the money for 75 days when you signed up through the app. So anyway, like I said, go to patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia on the web, or go on. I'm going to tell you something. I'm not being funny, Nathan. They've put a lot of money into this app, and the people who are Patreon users now really love it. I, as a creator and someone who uses it myself, the app is the way to go, because if you use the app, you can go to the collections. I just put up last week the entirety of season 17 is up on a collection. Oh. You can listen to all the episodes. They're all free, by the way. You can join as a Patreon free member. All the Rulaska thoughts are there, commercial free. And full episodes, the Drag Race recap episodes we were on, commercial free episodes. Yeah. Anyway, so you can get all that patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia, or Patreon app, or Apple Podcasts, and swipe up. Guys, you guys know all the ways, because what we're going to do right now, we're going to get right into the episode. This week, the girls entered the workroom for the last time this round. For this week's Maxi Challenge, it's a family makeover as the girls turn female basketball players into members of their drag families. In the end, Bosco and Irene the Alien were in the top 2, which guaranteed them a spot in the semifinals. After lip sync battle for 1 point, Irene the Alien was named the winner of this week's episode, earning herself an extra point. And finally, the bottom 4 girls distributed their MVQ points, and after all the points were given out, Aja was the 3rd queen selected to move on to the semifinals. Nathan Patrick Brown, we split this up now. I don't know if you know this. It's a new thing I did by accident, and I like it. We're going to do the first question, take a break, and do the second question when we come back. So the first question Yeah. Did the right three well, what did you think of that lip sync? And did the right three queens move on to the semifinals?
Well, I thought so answering both of them right now?
Yeah, answer both of them.
Yeah. So I thought the lip sync was average at best. I don't know why it didn't really hit for me. I don't know if it was the song. I don't know why neither of them had a pocketbook. I was like, oh, is that too on the nose? But like, I don't know. I would have brought a pocketbook out. I think Irene maybe did a little bit more than Bosco to make the song fun. So I can see maybe that's why she won. But I think ultimately, yeah, they were the correct top two in that they're the ones that I wanted to be sure things moving forward into the next bracket or the next round, and not have to fight for that third spot. So I was happy with that, and I was also happy that that third spot went to Aja. It all felt right.
It felt right. I'm in almost complete agreement with you, maybe with just a little bit more laser focus. And what I mean is, I will say, I'm not judging the song. There are songs that are really good songs, but they're not good lip sync for your life songs. And I think that song is not a good lip sync for your life song.
Yeah.
Which I think made it tough. And I think, so I don't even blame the girls for doing a average at best lip sync to that song. I think that's a tough song to do for a lip sync for your life. And the judges were trying to sell it and laugh and kiki and have fun and, but it just wasn't a good lip sync for your life song. So I'm not even going to blame the contestants. I just don't think it's a good one. But yeah, the right three queens went home. I think we all realize at a certain point, I said this on a show, at a certain point in the episode while watching, when it first came out, the season, I was like, oh, well, come on, what are we doing? It's going to be Olivia, Aja, and Bosco. And, as that episode progressed, well, even then, I don't think I was necessarily convinced even then. I thought maybe Irene was a fluke and then Olivia would make the points up later. But it's a surprise to me how much of a redemption Irene the alien got. And also kind of how, believe it or not, surprising to me how disappointing Olivia was. I thought she would have done better.
Agreed. And I'm, really impressed with Irene. I feel like when we did the Meet the Queens for her season, I remember thinking she was going to do well. I mean, I don't know if I actually said top 4 or whatever. I don't know what I said, but I remember being surprised that she was the first out. And so it was it's really nice to see her come in and do so well. Like, she won every week. So it seems like the only thing she can't do is make ice water. Like, she's failed at everything. That's the only thing she's failed at, and she succeeded at everything else. I
think, now in retrospect, I wonder if the producers regret it, because she was making great TV. That would have been really interesting TV to see her interact with Luxe Noir London, and maybe would have done better. She made a poor choice. She made a creative choice that didn't work, And
it's good to see that hasn't completely shut her out from the whole show, the whole franchise forevermore, and she's actually turned it around. Yeah. And she can do shit in the next bracket, but she's already solidified herself as being, like an all-star. Who would have thought?
But what's funny is, and this is, this might go into the big takeaway. So why don't we do this? Why don't we take a break? Okay. And when we come back, we are going to talk about our big takeaway from this episode and this block of episodes, but also get into the rest of the episode. We'll be back right after this.
You know what makes every outfit look better? The right bra from Third Love. Their bras make it easy to get ultimate cleavage, a smooth look, or even stop your shirt buttons from pulling. They make over 60 sizes, including half cups you won't find anywhere else, so you'll find your perfect fit. Third Love solves bra problems, or what they call brablems. Real women test every style they make. Comfort and support are guaranteed. So stop settling for bad bras. You deserve better. Get your problem solved today. Save $15 on your first order with code PODCAST15 at thirdlove.com.
Long gone are the days of waiting to be seen in a doctor's office only to have that awkward conversation with your healthcare provider. Wisp gives you access to sexual and reproductive healthcare from the comfort of your home. Get treatment for BV, yeast infections, UTIs, and much more delivered directly to your home or ready for pickup at your local pharmacy in less than 3 hours. The best part? Wisp is discreet, convenient, and you don't need medical insurance to receive care or prescription medication. Visit us today at hellowisp.com.
Make your next move with American Express Business Platinum. Earn 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. And with a welcome offer of 150,000 points after you spend $20,000 on purchases on the card within your first 3 months of membership, your business can soar to new heights. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum. Amex Business Platinum. Built for business by American Express.
And we are back. So let's get into that question, Nathan. What was your big takeaway from this episode?
My main takeaway is that the format is cooking. I was skeptical at first because, we all were with the casting. But the bracket system and the bonus point system has ended up working for me, especially with how it sort of the bonus points played out this episode. I thought that last week when they were just the 4 boogers were just giving each other the points, I was like, well, that's kind of fucking boring. But this ended up actually being interesting, and it kind of felt like anyone was in it to make it to those top 3 spots. Even if that might not have actually been the case, like the illusion was there that they could all make it. Like even Phoenix could have theoretically made it. So it was good. It was interesting how it played out. And yeah, the 6 queens and then another week off and then the new 6 queens come. Like I think maybe that's the sweet spot. Like no one overstayed their welcome in this cast for me just yet. But I'm also ready to see them go and see some new people come. So I don't know, it feels balanced. Yeah,
Phoenix got she got 3 episodes. She did what she did, didn't have to spend too much money to do it. Same thing with Olivia, same thing with Deja. And I think we got, now if we can get 3 equally strong queens out of the other 2 rounds, you might see, wow, you're going to be like, oh, these semifinals with these 9 queens, they really are the best, not the best of the best. They're the best of the bunch. And it's going to be it might be a thing where we're like, wow, I don't even know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's almost as if like, oh, we finally got like a really good All-Stars cast. Just now that we've got these 9 top queens.
It's essentially putting a good All-Stars cast together right in front of us. I don't know. I think, like I said at the beginning, I think it was a proof of concept. I think it's working out. Well, again, look, in the same respect of, okay, well, if the episode's not that good, maybe this next round will be better. It could be the same thing where this was a good 3-episode run, and it could be that this next 3 episodes are like kind of shit, And we don't know.
Yeah, it could be, but I'm pleasantly surprised so far.
But it has a good mix. We're already seeing that Tina Burner and Mistress Isabel Brooks get into it on the episode, so that could be. But it could be just one moment. But it could be a good thing.
Yeah,
and no one's going to go anywhere. So Mistress Isabel Brooks. But even we're seeing that they're all apologizing right after. So
yeah, I wonder, like the whole someone's got to give a point to someone. Like how much that plays into like playing nice.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
We're going to analyze it today because I think there's a lot to discuss with that. Any other big takeaways from this episode? I'm trying to think. We usually do this thing. I might do it now, actually. I'm going to do it now. Because we always do it. I'm ready to go out. And I'm like, no. If I go like any random thoughts on the episode, I'll do a couple of them right here. I wrote here, this came up during the judges' deliberations. I'm fucking sick of everyone talking about Bosco's boobs. I'm just sick of the Bosco's boobs conversation.
Yeah, I get that. But, this Bosco didn't care for her first season, but now that she's pretty and feminine, I'm really enjoying her. I'm the problem.
I'll be honest with you. I have no memory of her.
Me neither. But now I'm like eating her up every single fucking time. And I like looking at her boobs. So sue me.
I have a couple other ones. This is also from the judges' deliberation. I'm going to do one more. The last one I'll save for the end. But, we could totally see, like, the emotion on Bosco's face. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
It's so fucking full of filler and frozen. I'm like, how are you seeing? I don't see emotion. I don't see anything. It's frozen. Those are my random thoughts I want to share. I don't know if you have any you want to share right now before we say goodbye to the public feed, but...
My random thought is just fuck this Michelle Visage. I'm so sick of her.
We'll get to this.
Okay.
Are you talking about the family resemblance?
Yes, of course.
It's in the notes. That's going to be a whole discussion.
Okay,
thing.
great.
And that's a good plug for you if you want to hear that to go to patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia or just download the Patreon app, sign up, or you can wait 2 weeks too. It's coming up for free, but. Yeah, we're going to have that conversation. And if you're in the public feed, you're not going to hear it. So on that note, as you guys untuck in the Form Decor Lounge, Nathan and I are going to talk about the rest of the episode. All right, after the lip sync, the girls gave out their MVQ points, leading to some hurt feelings on Aja's part towards Olivia Lux. Later, Olivia explains privately to Aja why she chose to give her point to Deja Sky instead of Aja, despite Olivia and Aja's alliance. The next day, the girls enter the workroom ready for the next challenge. Aja confronts Olivia one more time and tells her that she no longer trusts Olivia. Olivia apologizes, but explains in front of the group why she gave her point to Deja. With the alliance revealed, Phoenix confesses she's hurt, that she was not in any kind of alliance. This all happened right before RuPaul entered the workroom to announce this week's Maxi Challenge. But we're going to stop right there before we get to that, because that's the whole thing. Nathan, what did you think of this after the lip sync thing and the next day and the confrontation there? What did you think?
I loved all the stuff with Aja and Olivia and the points and stuff. Like, it really made it a more spicy, that they weren't just like, oh, I give you one, you give me one. I give you one, you give me one. So yeah. I thought it was great as a viewer. I don't personally understand the logic behind some of their decisions.
I understand it, and I'm going to talk about it.
Okay. Well, it's just like, if I would think if I was Phoenix and I'm on the bottom.
Oh, you're talking about Phoenix. Okay.
I would give my point to Bosco. Like, overload the front runner to not give it to my competition.
This is early on, not the one later on the main stage. You're talking about right now.
Yeah, no. Yeah, earlier on. So, like, I would give it to Bosco or Irene so that I'm not giving Deja one, so she's on 3 and I'm on 1. You know, maybe I'm on 1 and she's on 2.
Well, Phoenix says she's legitimately surprised. I don't think Phoenix was trying to read the room, and I don't think she read the room. Well, she obviously read it incorrectly, but I don't think her logic was flawed. I think the way she saw it, remember, especially being unaware there was an alliance. Well, clearly Aja and Olivia are good Judies, and they're going to give it to each other.
Yeah.
So I'll give mine to Deja, and she'll give hers to me.
That's what you would think. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think her logic was flawed. So she gave it to Deja, and then she thought Deja would give it to her, but didn't happen.
But I also don't think Phoenix, God bless her, I don't know if she really understands what's going on, because she does say later when she's all butthurt, she's like, I'm just now realizing my best chance to get points is to be in the top 2. It's like, well, no fucking shit, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, of course that's your best chance to get points. You shouldn't be relying on someone gifting you a freebie.
Yeah.
Like, how did she just realize that?
Well, it shows you, too, that she's out of the conversation, that she thought it was going to be just like it was the previous episode, where they were going to cancel each other's votes out. Their points out.
Yeah.
She probably saw the writing on the wall that she wasn't going to go all the way, but she's like, at least I won't have just 1 point. And she's like, oh, I'm just going to have 1 point.
It's kind of sad, isn't it?
It is. A lot of this episode is feeling very sorry for Olivia.
So what did you think of Olivia dogging Aja?
Well, so I was a little shocked that Olivia gave the point to Deja. I really was. I really, because in the previous episode, but then I figured it out. We're going to talk about it. In just the previous episode, Olivia was like, I think I want to give my point to my sister Aja, and then tells Aja, I felt embarrassed because then Deja gave me her point. I felt I should give it back to Deja, yada, yada, yada. But I think now that we're 2 episodes in, now that she has not won either of these episodes, and there's only 1 episode left, Aja's won an episode, been in the top 2 in an episode. So she has 2 points. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Bosco and Irene are doing well. Olivia's doing the math. She sees, okay, it's going to be Irene and it's going to be Bosco. Those 2 spots are taken. Unless they really fuck up, those 2 spots are taken. Okay? There's 1 spot left. And as of now, that's going to Aja. So if I give her my point, I'm essentially removing myself from the conversation. So I can't give her the point. I can never give her the point, because if I do, she's going to win, and she's going to take that 3rd spot. And I think that's what the logic was. So she goes, I can give it to Deja because I truly think that initially they were trying to use Deja so they could one of them get their points to kind of boost them. But once she saw the writing on the wall that if she gives her point to Aja, it aces her out of the competition. If she would have given the point to Aja, she would have been done.
Well, I mean, but then Deja ended up getting 2 points in that scene. So it's like now all of a sudden Deja's getting close. So it's hard to navigate when, like, I guess the winners only get 2 points, maybe 3 if you win the lip sync, right? So it's hard to game it.
It's hard when especially I think Olivia thought she was going to do better than she did, and I think she realized. Well, I think initially it was like if I can't give Aja the point because then that quashes my dreams.
I think you're right on that one. But what I don't like about this Olivia is she didn't just say that. Like, I don't know. She says a different story like in the workroom before the main stage. She says something different then. But in this point in time, she's like, oh, no, I just want to raise up the melanated girls and I'm raising up Deja. And it's like, that just doesn't read as true.
I think what she said was, I thought this is what we wanted to do because then we would all have 3 points.
Except for Phoenix.
Except for Phoenix. And that would give us a shot that if we won, that we could take over. But I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I don't know, but she's saying that, but she doesn't know where the other 3 queens are going to put their points. I don't know. It was all a bit messy, which I love.
Yeah, but honestly, Aja didn't do herself any favors in the previous episode when she's having a conversation to Olivia and essentially is kind of wishy-washy about the alliance, where I could see where Olivia's like, She's now making deals with Irene.
Yeah.
She's making deals with Deja. Where do I fall in all this? Now, in a confessional, Aja says she's number 1. But have we seen Aja? Did she give her point to Olivia?
Well, she was in the top, so I don't think she did give a point.
No. This today in this episode.
I think
I have it here. Aja gave her point to Olivia.
Yeah. And I guess that is the problem having multiple alliances when you're in a 6-person competition. Like, there's not enough people in the room, really, to be having that many layers of alliance.
Yeah. So, and then Deja was in a tough spot. I think she thought, I don't know, but then I wonder who Deja thought Phoenix was going to give her point to. But now Deja's in an awkward position because Phoenix gave her a point and Olivia gave her a point. And now she's like, ooh.
She should have given it to Phoenix.
But then that would have pissed off Olivia.
Well, yeah.
I think Phoenix, you're right. But now in retrospect, maybe she would have. Phoenix should have just given her point to like Irene or Bosco.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah. But that's, again, hindsight is 2020.
Do you think they should have let the top 2 queens give a point as well?
No. I think they did it correctly. All right. On that note, bring back my girls. All right, back on the main stage, Irene the Alien and Bosco were named the top 2 queens of the week, cementing their spot in the semifinals and forcing them to face off in a lip sync battle for the point. The song Pocketbook by Jennifer Hudson featuring Ludacris. In the end, Irene was named the winner of the lip sync, earning her an additional point. Next, the bottom 4 queens were brought back on the main stage to distribute the final MVQ points and determine who will earn the final spot in the semifinals. In the end, Phoenix used her point to anoint Aja as the final queen to take the spot in the semifinals. But wait, there's more. Each regular judge will choose 1 eliminated queen and enter their name into a lottery. Then a random all-star will be chosen to participate in the final lip sync battle for the crown. Nathan Patrick Brown, any final thoughts on the episode?
Yes, I'm glad that they did the points on the main stage and that they made them write it down and lock in their answers before revealing them one by one, because that would have, I don't know, not felt as right. And it was a nice bit of dramatic tension. I'm really glad it was Aja instead of Deja that got that last point, just because that makes more sense. Because if Deja's getting into the top 3 but all her points are pity points, like, that doesn't feel that right. At least Aja's won a challenge, so that felt good. But I wasn't too jazzed about this reveal that the queens who didn't make it into the top 3 might have a chance of getting back into the competition because each of the regular hosts will pick someone to go into a lip sync battle. Like, I'm a bit confused as to how that's going to work, and I don't like the idea of just like parachuting someone into the finale. But let's see how they handle it, because it might end up being okay. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that bit?
Well, I just like the part where the queens were shocked when they said you're going to give your MVQ points. When they're what? Where did they think where they were going to give the points? They're going to go back to the workroom and do another episode.
Yeah, you're not in next week's episode, guys.
I actually like the twist of a lottery. I always like I don't think that person will win. I think it'll be like when they bring somebody back and they send them home the next day. But
and it'll be rigged as shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be Deja Sky.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Phoenix.
No. I think if anybody here, it would be Olivia.
You'd think.
If it is one of the people here. I think it's a way to give them a little bit of a buffer just in case something happens. Any other final thoughts, Nathan?
Yeah, this fucking Michelle. I'm so off it. When Ru comes out onto the main stage and he does that talk to the panel and he says, "Oh, Michelle, are you into sports?" And she says, "Does water sports count? He.
Yeah.
And then Ru's about to say something and she cuts him off and she's like, "No, Ru, don't be dirty. I was a swimmer." And it's like, okay, well, if you're a swimmer, just say you're a swimmer. You don't say you did water sports if you were a swimmer.
I know. And then she goes, "Don't ask me about it."
And then she's like, but also I won this award. And I was like, I dropped out because I didn't want to bleach my hair or some bullshit. And I was just like, are you just bragging about?
It's true. It's
winning?
a true story, everybody. I didn't want to bleach my hair. Oh, well, no one doubted it. No one's
gives a
thinking
shit.
about you, Michelle Visage.
No, and
people
like
thinking about you.
just make the water sports joke and say, yeah, my husband pisses on me, and then we'd laugh and carry on. I didn't need this bit of your lore. Like,
She thinks everybody's super interested in her. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Recap. Be sure to join us next week. Hopefully Taylor joins as we continue to discuss, dissect, and deconstruct each brand new episode of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star Season 10. So for Nathan Patrick Brown and myself.
Prison, honey.
Thank you for listening to Drag Race Recap. Have something to say? Leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/afterthoughtmedia. You can also email us at dragracerecap@afterthought.media. For more Drag Race and LGBTQ+ content, support us over at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. Special thanks to these expensive tier Patreon supporters. April Pacheco, Astute Girl, Brad Coley, Coco San Pedro, Derek Byers, Doofus Maximus, E. Smith, Efren Barbosa, Phil Skit Pony, Flying Suki, Humble Pie, J. Thomas Plink, Kathy Zender, Katie Whitmire, Lauren Eckert, Lucy Carrasco, Mary S., Mike Yeager, Nikki Baker, Nikki Pettit, Polly Anne-Marie, Poppy Woods, Ricardo Herrera, Runner Brandon, Sarah Yu, Tom Bobbs, Travi Cosmos, and Troy Anderson. Drag Race Recap is an Afterthought Media podcast.
This podcast is supported by Talkspace.
When my husband came home from his military deployment, readjusting was hard for all of us. Thankfully, I found Talkspace.
Talkspace provides professional support from licensed therapists and psychiatric providers online. Military members, veterans, and their dependents ages 13 and older can get fast access to providers, all from the privacy of their computers or smartphones.
I just answered a few questions online, and Talkspace matched me with a therapist. We meet when it's convenient for me, and I can message her anytime. It was so easy to set up, and they accept TRICARE. Therapy was going so well, my husband and I started seeing a couples therapist through Talkspace too.
Talkspace works with most major insurers, including TRICARE. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com/military. Go to Talkspace.com/military to get started today. That's Talkspace.com/military.